And we are live. Hey, Concrete.
Hey, Danny girl, what's good with ya?
Girl, it's a week, child. What's going on, honey? What's going
It's a week for me
on?
too, but I'm in kind of a good mood. I don't know why. Have no clue. Maybe because my sister got back and I didn't have a super productive day. It's been a busy week. I didn't have a super productive day, but yeah, I'm in kind of a good mood. A little burst of energy, but I'm also excited about the topic. So maybe that's
Mm.
it.
Girl, I am in a pretty somber mood. I'm like, I think I'm batting at about 50%. I'm ready to go to
Okay.
bed. When you get older, honey, I just be tired. I be ready to get in the bed, honey. Like
I love my
ready.
bed.
Like hurry up.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I wanted to go over something real quick.
Oh, okay.
Come on, class, gather round.
Mhm.
So it just seems like we've addressed this before, and it's seeming like it's having to happen again. And so I want to get it out like one last time and kind of talk to you guys. Um, you people that be in the clouds, why do y'all watch us?
Yeah.
The hate watchers,
Hmm.
why do y'all watch us? I'm
Girl, that's a
so
great question.
curious about it. It's
Hmm.
like it's so disturbing. You have people that openly can't stand us that that are damn near excited to be like, I'm not subscribed to your channel, but go to hell.
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know. I would like to know that too. In real talk, I was thinking about this and I was like, if you don't like me, something wrong with you because, like,
Facts.
I don't F with nobody, but I can see a person having a strong stance against our opinions because we're middle of the road and sometimes we take a strong stance against women and their BS that they're doing. And sometimes we back in the women and we like, y'all, no, y'all men got it wrong. You know what I mean? So you may not love our opinions, but to have a personal issue with us to where you are attacking our families, attacking us, attacking our looks, especially because you ain't got to sleep with us. You ain't got to see us naked. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to deal with us. You don't have to live with us, like constantly attacking us. And especially when you got some bullshit at home and when you look in the mirror and look a hot damn mess, like the nerve of you niggas. And the thing is, like, oftentimes I don't say anything, and I'll be like I'll be reading stuff off to my husband, and he like, you be letting them off too easy. Like literally, I was reading something, and somebody attacking in the comments, y'all, stretch mark body, single mother, this single. My husband like tell his like my husband even be like, no, curse him out. You know what I mean?
You know
And
what,
I
girl?
yeah,
Go ahead. I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
then.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say I've been trying not to get into it with so many people.
Yeah.
And I've really been trying not to get into it with so many people. If some things have happened, I might gloss over it. I'm not
Yeah.
going into full detail online, yada yada yada. But
Yeah.
I just noticed like every time I turn around, it's somebody with some bullshit to say. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, imagine me sitting over here minding my business. The business that pays me.
Hmm.
Then you got bras over here talking about Scooby snacks and shit, and I'm sitting over here like,
Worried about our husbands, ain't got a husband, probably ain't got a man, probably don't got a steady sneaky link, but you worried about the wrong things. But you know what else? Like,
girl,
I'm constantly like, I'm gonna take the high road, and he like, stop
yeah,
taking the high road. He like, first of all, I ain't marry you because you weak. Like, he like, I don't have the mindset of them niggas in that space. Like, I don't want a weak, docile woman. I wouldn't even be with you if you was weak. Like, I don't want a weak woman that men or people can run over. That wouldn't partner well with me because I'm too strong. I also need someone that's strong. He like, don't recoil, don't reduce yourself for the sake of these people in this space. Don't take the high road when they study coming at you. Give them the business. And I'm I gotta listen to my husband,
girl,
be an
yeah.
obedient wife.
I think that with Curlin's and I's personality styles,
Mm-hmm.
um, if I'm getting into it with all these ratchet ass, no good, low down, stinky, stupid ass niggas that
Mm-hmm.
come around talking that ish,
Mm-hmm.
um, to me, invested in. And so it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
But I'm still like, what's so what's so attractive? What's so great about our channel that you are watching in the clouds, that
Yeah.
you hissing at the screen, you clawing at the screen,
I
you
can't
mad
imagine.
as hell. Y'all know what kind of opinions we have over here. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't been secretive. We haven't been y'all gonna say we sisterhood one day, y'all gonna say we some mammies the next. Whatever. But y'all already know what y'all gonna get. Y'all already know what y'all gonna get. So I'm always curious, like, why continue to consume the content? You got a man that comes to watches our channel every show, damn near every show. Y'all some sisterhood feminists. Y'all posing as
Listen.
pick me's and y'all over here trying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nigga,
Make it make
y'all know
sense.
I ain't trying to hide shit. I'm old. I'm tired. I just like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Are y'all crazy?
I don't understand either. To me, that's sadistic. And the thing is, when I say, like, I can put you in your place and I don't have to go back and forth with you. I don't have to give you all my energy because that would negatively impact me. Like, I can, if I see that you're making an attacking comment, I will say something to you. That don't mean that I'm going to be going back and forth with you all day because I know what that does to me. So I'm not going to give you that type of energy, but I will say something slick to you. And, you know, I'm going to stop refraining from, like, I used to would be like, say something, you know, I would say something, I would articulate myself in a way to let you know that what you said was inappropriate previously by taking the, you know, and that was my way of taking the high road. But I can put you in your place by letting you know what you said was uncalled for and how dare you, like, how dare you? And, you know,
it's just sick.
Yeah, it's annoying and it's uncalled for because we're like, if I didn't send for you, like, why are you study coming for me? Like, I literally am minding my bit. We're not attacking people. You know what I mean? And I don't care. You can attack my opinion all day long. Oh, what C Rose said was stupid. That didn't make sense. Like, but like, you want to attack us personally as if I did something to you. Like, as if I slept with your daddy. As if I'm the reason you know your daddy left your mama. Like, I have nothing to do with none of that. Don't blame me for that. Don't put that on.
Well, people will sit here and tell you, not even people, because I've said myself that I have a very manipulative nature. I was raised by a master manipulator. I had to pick up some shit in order for my own survival.
You own
but
it.
when it comes down to people that I've fucked with in the past, if we've separated and we've went our own separate ways, generally I like to just kind of disconnect. I don't fuck with you, you don't fuck with me. I'm not in your business. Stay up out of my business, stay out of mine. But you'll have people that don't necessarily know how to disconnect from drama and bullshit, and that's all they're used to, and that's what they like to engage in. And so I'm always like, oh, and then I'm steadily trying to take the high road, but I'm like, oh, let's just relax. Let's just, if we've already partied and we ain't got no words for each other, let's just leave it there. But you know, you'll have people that it'll be people that I ain't never had no beef with, beat them up, just talking all kind of shit. And I'm sitting there like, well, goddamn, I ain't never said nothing to you, I ain't never did nothing to you. And if my motherfucking words are hitting you that hard, bitch, that's your problem. Y'all shouldn't care about what I have to say.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I
If
don't.
I care about
It's
what you
annoying.
had to say, it's because some shit you said hit me and it hurt my feelings. When y'all get in your feelings about shit that we talking about over here, it means something must have struck a goddamn chord, that's what we set out to do. But now if you a hit dog and you hollering, then holler and go sit your ass down somewhere. So maybe get out my goddamn belt.
Listen, oh mama. Yeah, I don't have
I ain't even
anything
gonna
else
use
on
the
it.
belt.
But
Y'all need the goddamn extension cord.
yeah, they do.
Listen,
I have nothing else
D-Mac.
on it. taking the high road.
D-Mac.
Yeah. Danny taking. We flipping. We're
have taken the high road.
Mm-hmm.
I have gotten somewhere. I haven't really. The only person I was about to go off on the other day was that ratchet ass game changer, because his that pervert was talking shit, and I pulled up, and Bernard dropped me down, but y'all know that was the only time. And I would think about in 6 months that I didn't really just had anything with anybody, and I've been like, you know what, y'all can go ahead, but y'all ain't got to take subliminal shots, baby. Y'all can be grown and come talk about it.
It's annoying though. Like if I was the type of person that, like, if I equally take shots at other people, I wouldn't care. If I was on here being shady, being messy, doing like the same type of thing, I wouldn't care. But because I mind my business, I think that's why I get offended by it, because I ain't fucking with y'all. Like, why are you coming for us constantly when we literally come on here and do our content and go home and mind our business? Why?
D-Mac, it's been a whole 6 months. I'm in fuckery recovery. I was just going, I had a whole period of just revenge and raining down.
You've been doing good.
And I was like, I'm gonna just sit down somewhere. So it's been about 6 months. I'm like, you know what? Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I ain't in it. And then I'm like, imagine me over here just twiddle. And y'all still on some bullshit. So I don't know. I just,
that's so weird to me.
Is weird, like,
that's some super weird energy, because I don't understand it. And especially because we all grown. The average age is like 40. And y'all still doing that. It's just very weird and childish and juvenile to me. Like, we're grown people, all Black folks, minding our business. We making content, producing content, valuable content that you may not find value in it. And that's okay. You don't have to watch us and like study getting attacked no matter what we do. The fact that we ain't fooling with nobody, it doesn't matter. We can mind our business, do what we're supposed to do, come on here, and not mess with nobody, not take subliminal shots at it. Doesn't matter. What we do will still be attacked.
That nigga said if I can go 12 months, I can be like Chantel. Chantel ain't gonna call y'all no niggas and cuss y'all ass out. She gonna just tell y'all, go overseas, get your passport. I said I wasn't gonna talk shit about her no more. I'm sorry, girl.
Listen.
But
B gonna come out the woodwork,
baby, swinging.
But I had a couple things too. Go ahead.
Just one more thing, and I was thinking of past people that I've dealt with in the space. Girls, and it's important to address y'all. If I hurt y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all hurt me too, and y'all. In certain ways, You think like some certain people that you'll come across online that everybody will be cool, but shit happens, and everybody just goes, does their own thing. But I ain't got nothing against nobody. I'm over here living life, baby, and life is whooping my Black ass right now. I know that's what y'all want to hear. Honey, it's happening. It's whooping my ass in the best ways, though, bitch. Don't get it fucked up.
I can't stand you.
No, I really don't have any beef. I ain't mad at nobody. I don't know why y'all mad at me, but I'm not mad at nobody. I ain't got no beef with nobody, honey. I am over here living.
I'm done dealing with you.
So that's it, girls. But if y'all holding on to something, y'all need to let that shit go, because I ain't on it. So
let it go. Yeah. But anyways, okay. Well, we'll see. They'll be talking stuff about us after this stream. That's how it go. But I don't expect a lot from these people. Okay, so let me ask you this, child. I don't know if you saw this,
girl.
There was the mess that was going down between Ari and Taina. So I know y'all say y'all don't keep up with celebrities, so y'all don't know what's going on. So a little bit of backstory. This is G Herbo's first baby mama, and G Herbo now has a child with, oh, thank you, Juju. With, and is dating Taina, who is Emily B's daughter, who Emily B dated Fabulous for 15, 20 years. He knocked her teeth out, you know. So Taina had Ari's son with G Herbo, and Ari was trying to contact her son, and I guess G Herbo wasn't with them, and Taina wouldn't answer the phone. And Taina had Ari blocked, and Ari couldn't reach her son, and she wouldn't unblock Ari. So Ari posted her phone number for everybody to have her phone number online. And so there was some back and forth, you know, cattiness, pettiness. And I kind of wanted to get your opinion. Personally, I felt as though that Taina was wrong I feel like it's wrong for a person who has your child, for you not to be able to get in contact with the person who has your child. And I think that it's not just Ari's fault, though. I think it's Herb's fault too, that he should be the one facilitating the relationship. I do understand Ari is mad messy, is a bully, all the things. But if my child is with someone, I feel like I should be able to reach them. I don't, and you know, she said, you know, he's 5, but he has his own phone. He forgets to take it. He's a baby. I feel like the parents should be able to reach whoever has their child at all times. But I mainly blame the father, because clearly he's allowing this dynamic to play out. And I wanted to get your thoughts, Danny.
Girl, now I think Ari did take it a little far. She did take it a little far. She didn't have to post that girl number. But at the same token, Taina should not have had her blocked, especially if the child was in her care. You don't know what the hell could have happened as to why she needed to get in contact with her son, or if she needed to get in contact with you. You don't ever know. And for you to have her blocked, but you know, Ari got some shit on Taina. Baby, I'm waiting on it to come out. But the fact that Taina won't respond or won't bust Ari upside her goddamn head, because personally, I would have beat the brakes off Ari ass if it was me. Personally. But Ari's been on some bullshit for a while. She didn't have to post that girl number, but I can't sit here and say, if you got somebody's child, somebody else's child in your care, they need to have the contacts. They need to be able to contact you, and you need to be able to contact them at any given time, as long as y'all are dealing with each other. And especially when it comes down to them children, you don't block the mama. That's the last thing you do. I couldn't agree with Ari's actions, like posting her number, but I felt exactly where she was coming from. But let me ask you a question. Because if I was Taina, I wouldn't have been watching her goddamn child. No way. But when the girl called her a babysitter a long time ago, she did call her a babysitter a long time ago. She was calling her the babysitter. I thought Taina and Herbo were broken up. And so
allegedly Herb said that, but clearly they not.
Nah, they could be broken up. She could still be over there watching them damn kids. You know, baby foreign women will do it. You know how black, I ain't doing that shit. Get you a foreign. They'll watch your kids.
I don't know if her and Ari will ever get along, because she was sleeping with her while him and Ari was still together. So I get there being bad blood there, but it's been years. You've moved on. You with money bag. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I think that Taina, but for me though, you saying like, okay, if you was Taina, you would have never watched her. Okay, if you're with somebody though, like their kids, you gotta, you know, have a loving relationship with their child, no matter if you like the child's mother or not though, right?
I think that it is possible to have a good co-parenting relationship if the other person isn't involved. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm not gonna do too much communicating with Curlin's ex-wife, but basically on a need to basis, right? But I'm not Curlin and I have our business, and they have their previous situation.
Right.
Just like
Right.
with Solomon's dad and I.
Right.
Curlin and Solomon's dad don't have to interact too much
I
with
got
each
you.
other. So it becomes on the man to regulate and handle those things. Or, you know, on me, it would be on my end to regulate
Right.
and handle those things. Exes should deal with exes. The new
Yeah.
person didn't really or shouldn't really have a whole lot of reason to deal with the other person.
I
But if
agree.
you're dealing with somebody that is hella immature and is allowing y'all to keep going back and forth, especially over shit that doesn't matter, then, you know, I feel like this is more of Herb's problem than it is the women, because Herb hasn't set any boundaries and standards for their relationship to even flourish. They shouldn't have a whole lot of back and forth. They should be talking about exchanging children, or if there's something going on special that you need to plan out for the child, then those type of things need to be if they can be coordinated with parents, that's fine. But as well, you did this to my son and you threw this at my son. When Ari came out with that, and she was all on social media having a fit and and then I'm like, bitch, if you can't trust your child being over there, don't send them back. Do what y'all always do. Keep the baby from you can't see your baby. Ari, do that. Stop, because it's getting old and they're older, but you already know that Ari is very, very, very petty and hella immature. And so really needing some some man's guide, like need some not even a man's guide. They need some grown ass women to tell you, get somewhere and sit down. You ain't even if you're not fucking with them no more. And it gives off the energy. You know how they'll be like, men can always go back and fuck with their baby mama. That's the energy that is given, because y'all steady on petty bullshit and you steady pouring energy into shit that don't even really matter. Like,
right.
Now, that situation did matter. I think that was a valid situation for her to be upset about, but I don't think it was still valid enough for her to go to social media and with the dramatics and the antics. It's young girl shit. She young though.
Very, very childish. Like, and like my husband would have a whole problem if I'm arguing with my ex's new woman about the children. What, like, how Moneybag don't have a problem and don't see an issue with her behavior?
That's my point. But then if you dealing with a nigga who is high on lean and shit all day, smoking all day, that nigga can't even see straight. He fucking different bitches on tour. You can't even keep up with Moneybag. That's why she be mad. To be honest with you, a lot of that shit is misdirected anger. That nigga running around on you, cheating on you, dogging your ass out. The only person you can point the finger at is your hairstylist and Taylor.
Okay.
Girl, we already know what it is.
You bringing up some stuff I hadn't considered. Okay.
You know when you ain't happy and your ex then moved on and he look a little too goddamn happy, you re-rated your salt like shit. Or you done moved on, but your nigga cheating on you, so you mad as shit because you done went through the phone for the third time and you lost another 10 pounds. Baby, get somewhere and sit
I got nothing.
Let that wretched ass nigga go. That's what the problem is, baby. I blame Moneybag Yo for this, because that's what all the energy is from.
Good point.
Shout out to Mr. Carlin. He said, I'm a few minutes behind, but they better be glad that I don't regulate y'all comment section, because that motherfucker would be empty as fuck. All that dumb shit would get nuked, especially them coward ass capital letter motherfuckers. God damn, Mr. Carlin.
Uh-oh. Bro, Carlin done spoke.
This how you know I ain't doing what I got to do at the house.
He done spoke.
You know, this is how you know I ain't doing what I got to do at the house. My baby be all nice and chipper and shit, and he is like, fuck everybody.
He said they be getting too disrespectful, baby. They do. Like, you come in all comment section to disrespect us. Y'all bold. They bold.
Oh, let me get y'all niggas straight in the comments too, because y'all ain't got that many times. No, y'all ain't got no more times to be disrespectful to us. I'm tired. Do it y'all asses out, mods included. Love y'all. And to be honest with y'all, I want y'all to know, we rethinking a mod thing. Our longtime supporters will probably definitely keep their wrenches, but everybody else must pay. No, I ain't gonna say that, but y'all ass probably ain't gonna be there no more.
But I agree with that. Like, come on, you can't, like, how you come, that's like you come into somebody's house and you disrespecting them. You come into somebody's house and like literally wiping dog poop on their carpet and like, y'all bold. But you know what that goes back to? Like, we Black women. What did you just talk about in your tough talk? We Black women. So literally they looking at us like we can disrespect these hoes. They don't, like, you know what I mean? That's what it gives.
That's exactly what it gives. That's exactly what it gives. You not. That's exactly what it gives. Yeah. Exactly. And then when you clap back at their ass, oh, they don't even like Black men.
Or you aggressive. Or you angry. Every time you're not feminine. What? You just called me all type of B's and H's all out my name, disrespected me, disrespected my husband, disrespected my family, disrespected my body. Like, but I'm supposed to be respectful to you.
No, it kind of goes back to the angry man thing back in the day. When angry men sat around calling me all kind of fat bitches and hoes and stuff, and I let them do it for a minute, child, and then I snapped the fuck out, and then everybody was like, oh my God, you're so masculine, and I'm sitting there like, so y'all ain't gonna say nothing to him. He's a manosphere legend, you just need to bow down.
What? Like, we supposed to be punching bags. As Black women, we supposed to be punching bags and take that ish. Take it.
Yeah. Just take it.
Yeah, no, ain't gonna happen. I'm too grown for that. Like, and I'm like, my people pleasing stage, I'm beyond that. I'm grown as hell. Like, come on now. Listen, we middle-aged women. You come on. Like, it's some respect is gonna be given. It is. That's just what it is. Anyway,
I got one thing.
Girl. Okay, and I got one quick thing after you. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you see the? Hold on, child. Let me just show it to you.
I feel like I would be open to it. I feel like I've
to establish my own name outside of being Michael Jordan's son. And so for me, Trophy Room gave me that opportunity as my business. And so I've always nurtured it and treated it as my child. And, you know, obviously that's not the same as having an actual baby, but it's occupied all of my time and
you put all your energy into that.
Exactly. And so having a child was always so far out of my mind frame that, you know, I always like to joke, and you've heard me say it before. I've made it 32 years. I'm trying to keep the streak going, but you know, there's definitely thoughts that I'm having around: is it a possibility? How soon? How, you know?
But just so you know, like, time is clicking.
Oh, I know.
It's ticking and clicking.
Ticking and clicking.
I don't know. I feel like I have 4 kids, but I love being a mom, and I feel like I would be open to having maybe like one more child.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. I feel like I would be open to it. I feel like I
want y'all to know that Larsa is 48 years old.
No. Really?
That bitch said the clock was still ticking.
Girl. She should be in menopause.
Larsa said the clock is still clicking and ticking.
Mike failed this young ninja.
No, you know what? Mike failed, but let me tell you who succeeded. That goddamn Larsa.
Oh.
Larsa is I thought Juanita did do her thing. She did. But Larsa is the ultimate goddamn city girl. Larsa is a raggedy bitch.
Oh.
That's a raggedy bitch.
What?
You done went to your teammate's son. Your teammate's son. Not only did you didn't got this young man in your clutches. You done made this nigga get up here on a podcast with you. And you got this, you got Michael Jordan's son considering having a baby with you.
A clown. All of the women that this man can choose from. Like, really. Uh-oh, you muted.
Girl. Larsa didn't set the City Girls up a million. City Girls.
She's a succubus. She's a succubus.
She is definitely a succubus. She is definitely a succubus. Definitely. Michael Jordan failed this man. How much hate? No, I don't even think it's hatred for his dad, but hatred for Michael Jordan had to have such hatred for Scottie Pippen that he was like, nigga, my son, get your bitch pregnant and leave her. And watch what happens, because I don't see it lasting for a long time either. You know,
Scotty gonna take her back with Lil Jordan.
Baby, that's too close. That's too deep. That's some raggedy shit. Larsa is a real city girl. Larsa.
Well, she a preference though. When you a preference, you can do that type of stuff.
Oh,
you can.
You have to say that because it's so true.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
It's so true. You can do exactly what you want as the preference child.
As a preference.
We ain't hating on her. We ain't hate. She is a good hoe. She the best one of them to have. God,
listen, ain't nobody hating.
You trying to get pregnant by your ex's teammates, son?
Listen. First of all, this space is for Black men. We highlighting a Black man that's gone wayward. Or should we not be? Because he a sucker.
Maybe a sucker.
Yeah.
That's a sucker. That's a sucker. Like, and then she like, yeah, I'm willing to have a baby. Her kid's probably getting ready to turn 18 right now. No wonder.
I wonder how old her oldest is. But she said that time ticking and clicking. Time is ticking, Stephen.
But yeah, girl, that's all I had, honey. I had to show that.
I got one quick 30-second thing. So I know you done seen this, child. With these 5 people that went to visit the Titanic, baby, and them spirits got them trapped down there underwater, child. And last update I saw was they had they had some sort of machine that was an hour out that was going to be deploying something to go down and try to see if they could locate it. And so we have 2 billionaires on board, a billionaire's son, a white man who created this submersive. And he created it from material he got from Camping World and a damn joystick he got from Amazon. Pool noodle and some stuff he didn't throw together. 2 different types of metal. Several experts say it was not structurally sound, and advised other people that they were in discussion with against, going on this voyage. And it just goes to show that rich white people with money, it burns a hole in their pocket and they don't have nothing else to do. But I say you don't go messing around in burial grounds. Baby, you can't even get me to walk through a cemetery. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm so superstitious. You have to hold your hair and hold your breath when you ride past a cemetery. Like, I ain't playing around down there with no burial ground, ma'am. Like, I just ain't. And I don't know what possessed them to even want, they're so fascinated by this dang on Titanic that they would want to spend $250,000 to go down there and see it. I am just baffled and befuddled and all the things. And I wanted to quickly get your thoughts on this whole foolishness.
These people, if this is a real thing, because I'm on the lines, I'm with Andrew. I don't even know if this is real at this point. That shit is crazy. Then if you being in the military, especially in the Navy, and have been around submariners before and shit, not with a joystick, not with some bullshit you done found off of Amazon and Camping World. Not without plenty of tests. You know how many tests and shit have to be ran? You know how many people are involved with that kind? And y'all just take y'all happy dumbasses down there because y'all want to see the goddamn Titanic. Child.
Like, this is some white people
you
shit,
know
though.
what? That's $250,000 to take a boat ride.
Listen, in the depths of the ocean floor.
To what could be the end of your fucking life.
Baby, they love the Titanic so much that's where they wanted to end their lives at, because they said they paid for their own suicide mission. Because like, why would y'all, what would possess y'all?
Foolishness.
Yeah, let me say something. Like this is ultimate white people shit, because they do stuff like this. You know, they go up, they want to see what bears doing, dig in their mouths, explore them, alligators, elephant. Like, they literally always want to be somewhere they ain't got no business. In caves. Oh, there's a cave. Let's see what's in. Baby, look, this is what they do.
Baby, on a. This like taking, you remember like they had like the gypsy cabs outside. That's like taking a goddamn gypsy cab to, they used to call them hacks back in the day. That's like taking a hack. What the hell,
girl? I'm intrigued though. Like, I'm glued because I'm fascinated, but I'm like, how damn dumb, girl. Yeah.
Girl, speaking of which, one last thing. I went to see The Little Mermaid this weekend. Finally. And I have a very, very unpopular opinion. Oh. No, actually, my opinion is actually very popular. I think Ariel should have been white.
Oh, really? That's a popular opinion amongst the whites.
It should have been popular amongst us. Ariel was like black and the daddy was white and everybody was like white and crazy looking and ain't nobody looked cohesive. And then she was the black girl running around singing and dancing and shit. And then they had the boy was adopted by a black queen mom. Baby, it was foolishness. And I'm like, they just throwing black people in and everywhere. They're just sprinkled. Like, we look like Pepper in the movie. And it was just kind of weird to me. And I was thinking about that. I was sitting there and I was looking at that and I was like, I would have rather they had just kept it white. I really would have, because I don't like looking like Pepper. It was weird to me. And it
should have either been an all black cast or nothing.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying, or more ambiguous, but it was like just a little peppery, not even peppery. It was like more like spiced paprika. Like they like a little paprika on shit, child, and they think that's spicy and stuff, child. But yeah, I was sitting there and I was looking at that and I was like, everybody should have been white in it. I wouldn't have been mad at if The Little Mermaid was white. Now, Haley Bailey singing was absolutely beautiful, and it brought back so many memories and stuff because that was my shit when I was a little girl. But yeah, I think she should have been white. I was like, I ain't have to see it mixed. It didn't have to be a mixed cast, and I don't think it brought or did anything to the movie that a white girl couldn't have accomplished with it. So I was like, It was cool though. Like like it was still good, but if the cast had been all one color, quote unquote, or less ambiguous, I think it would have been better. If they had a white girl to play Ariel, I think it would have been better too. So yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, let's get off into this topic about why no one is buying Kimora Lee Simmons BS. So as you all know, or as you all should know, I don't know, unless you've been sleeping under a rock. Let me give just a very brief breakdown as to what happened. And I have a few resources here too. So Kimora Lee Simmons. So Ming Lee is the daughter of Kimora Lee Simmons and Russell Simmons. On Father's Day, Ming Lee posted in her stories a happy Father's Day in a picture of Kimora in her stories. And that set the internet ablaze. And everybody thought it was disrespectful. And, everybody went to talking about it. And the following day, on Monday, Kimora came out and she called herself clearing the air and defending Ming Lee. And she had a whole lot to say. And she went on to say that the reason that I have a snippet of a little bit of what she said, but she went on, the primary basis of what she said is the reason that the girls felt like that about their father is they were now estranged, and that Russell was putting up a front by all the pictures that he posted about his daughters and pretending that he still had a good relationship with his daughters was a farce, that they had not talked to him in months, that they did not have a good relationship with him, that they were estranged because Russell had cut them off, and Russell was now broke and had cut them off months earlier. While they were going to school, he stopped paying tuition and stopped sending them their monthly stipend, monthly allowance, which she said was about $500. And so he stopped cold turkey, and they no longer had a good relationship, and told them, get the money from your mom. And I'm going to play a little snippet of a little bit more of what she said. And then Danny, if you want to chime in, and we could just break, y'all think that'll be the basis of how it started. Real quick,
told the kids in writing, we have it, text messages, I'm broke, I this, I that, I can't, go get it from your mom. Now, meanwhile, I have been financially carrying this person probably for the last at least 10 years, myself and my ex-husband. Again, this is all proven with receipts. So if somebody doesn't like what I'm saying, we could talk about it. We can open up our receipts. I love it. I love receipts. But I've taken care of this person to the tune of many, many, many millions of dollars to help with their bills, their overhead, their companies that they run into the ground, their unsuccessful bids, all of their stuff. I don't necessarily speak for my kids, but I think I could take probably a good shot at it. They're sleeping right now because it's not even 8:30.
You were muted, honey.
Sorry, let me play one more thing, Danny, before you chime in. This was also his youngest daughter, Aoki. Ming Lee did not chime in. She didn't say much. She posted something on her stories, just very vague, but the youngest daughter, which she's been known to come to Ming Lee's defense. This is the one who graduated from Harvard. She did chime in and give her perspective, and also chime in kind of in defense of Kimora, and also throwing Russell under the bus to keep it real. But I have just a very quick brief video of kind of some of what she said as well.
Aokisimmons is exposing her father, Russell Simmons, for abusive and harassing phone calls involving her mom. So Aoki posted this video of her father on her social media. There is no audio, but she claims that this is just an example of constant harassment and phone calls that she receives from her father, where he's complaining to her about the legal situation that he has with Kimora Lee Simmons. Kimora Lee posted this on her Instagram story, and it's a message from Aoki to her father in regards to how he has been affecting her mental health. Sidebar, all of this has been happening with Aoki and her father while she was in Harvard, and she just graduated as one of the youngest people to graduate. She's 20 years old. Congrats. Aoki even went on Instagram Live to talk and clarify why she posted the video that she posted. And she's talking about the harassment. You can literally see Russell in the comments talking about, I love you.
He'll cut off your healthcare. He'll cut off your phone bill out of nowhere. Like, you'll be a minor. Just because you disagree, or you say, don't call my mom all these names. And I totally to have drama. I want to be a peaceful person. There's so much that I want to do in the world on my own, as my own self, that I cannot just let you taunt me about my mother. And if he says one thing and disagrees with me, I will post it all, because he does it. I have videos of him saying awful things that no one should have to hear about anyone they know, much less their mother.
Girl, that is some really, really deep shit. Some really deep shit. There's so many directions that I want to go with this conversation, because it's just such a doozy. You know, we're in our 40s, so these are people that we've grown up. We've watched them we watched Kimora have these girls. So we've seen them since they were babies. And so we've seen them for 20 years. We've seen and heard things about Russell for 20 years. Kimora is alleging that Russell got with her while she was a sophomore in high school. A sophomore. That means 10th grade for, well, y'all know, I'm the one with the Mississippi. Never mind. But she's been with him since she was a sophomore in high school, and they have these kids now. Kimora done worked her magic on them girls. I can remember shit from back in the day. With Kimora and Russell, it's like because it's so much shit you don't even know where to start. But if we started from there, I think that for you to take a punch like that and to post that on social media, and then not to understand the outcry that would get from social media, especially when it comes down to Father's Day, because she posted it, Kimora reposted it, and then all hell broke loose. So I'm kind of looking at Kimora like, why the hell wouldn't you have told her to take that down and to shut the fuck up? But it led me to somewhere else. So over the last couple of weeks, y'all seen Diddy's son get into a car wreck. It's supposedly not a car wreck, but supposedly had a DUI. And I noticed that Misa Hilton was going off on social media talking about she's only protecting her son. She talked about what was going on at the top, like some bullshit going on, but she only protecting her son. And I noticed that Kimora was like, oh shit, is it happening? Are we doing this now? And so I actually think that Diddy would be going. I think Diddy's getting ready to go down, to be honest with you. I think he's really getting ready to go down. If Russell was here, I think Russell would absolutely be going down, which is why I think he moved to Bali. Now, that being said, nobody is defending Russell. I think Russell did this shit. I really do. I think Russell did this shit. I think Russell did it. I think he did it. That's how I feel. Do you think Russell
Wait,
did
you
it?
believe he did what exactly?
Sexually assaulted some women.
Oh, okay. Because there's 12 allegations out against him.
Yeah.
There's 12 allegations out against him.
Yeah.
And Russell now currently is in Bali, and he left shortly after. I think he fought the case with the first allegation, and I think the case was thrown out, and he left thereafter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But I think there may be some validity to those claims. I absolutely do. I think there may be some validity to those claims. 12 allegations is a lot. Most men would have stayed and fought that, excuse me. A lot of men would have stayed and fought. A lot of men would have if some people have the money and can quote unquote flee or not go through the legal battles of it, because he probably would have been sued till he was broke and been in litigation for a very, very long time and probably in jail somewhere. But then when you look at Kimora was 15 when she was a sophomore in high school when they got together, according to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was with him for quite some time. So when Russell was being accused of these things, Kimora came out and made statements to say that she has never known of Russell to be that type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know anything about it. Russell has been a stand-up guy for as long as she's known him. They're great friends. They're doing all these goddamn photo ops, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gone along for the ride. And then she got with a white dude who was a supposed billionaire, Tim Lassner. Tim Lassner was still married, but the rumors were that he fabricated some email and was pretending to be his quote unquote ex-wife, telling Kimora that they had been out, they're done, it's over, while he was still married. But he ended up in some legal trouble, which cost him to the tune of $250 million, which she sold stocks of baby fat or whatever it was. She sold those things, got the 250 million, and spent it to get her boo, to keep her boo from being locked up.
Yeah. So I think that there's so many moving parts to all of this. Yes. And I want to just go back a little bit. I think that Kimora, first of all, what mother is going to be okay with her child wishing her a happy Father's Day and not correcting her? Now, the girls, granted, Kimora is alleging that her and Tim took care of. She alleged that her and her ex-husband, which it wasn't her ex-husband, because come to find out, he's a bigamist, that he was still married. He wasn't even her husband. But nonetheless, her ex funded Russell's lifestyle, she said for years, that they funded Russell's lifestyle. She said for millions of dollars they spent to keep Russell afloat. So if that's the case, then his financial situation. Thanks. And then the well was running dry. So how are you that upset that the man truly is broke, if he's broke, and the well has run dry and he has no more money to give to the girls in order to pay? And Aoki was literally, it was months before, probably 6-8 months before she graduated, because she just graduated from Harvard. Mm-hmm. So, he's gotten her this far up to school and he can't do it anymore. So literally, and that's unfortunate. And, for 19 and a half years of her life, he's taking care of her. And if you look at Russell's page, those kids are his life. And I'm not saying he's a perfect man, because I don't know about those sexual allegations, but literally his love for his kids is undeniable. And that video of him yelling, I don't know a father who is an active father, a present father, who has not gotten mad at his kids, who has not yelled at his kids, who, if you mute a video of it, my husband is a very strong man, but I've never seen anybody who loves his kids like my husband loves his kids. They could take a video of him and people could not have the context of it, where he's upset at them.
That's what I was saying too.
Wrong. Exactly. So I feel like that is very misleading. And literally, we know, like you said, we grew up seeing them. We've always seen how much Russell has loved those kids. So much so that Kimora made Russell the godfather of all her other kids. She got 3 other kids that she made him the godfather. He was the godfather of her other children. It was literally his kids last year was wishing him a happy Father's Day. His kid, this past Mother's Day, he wished Kimora a happy Mother's Day. So literally up until and Kimora herself said he didn't stop making payments to those kids up until a few months ago. So now that the well has run dry, he's a piece of crap daddy. He is now Kimora is a single father. Now he's been there for 20 something years of y'all life. Y'all have had some of the most lavish experiences that kids couldn't even wish for. And so now that makes this man a horrible father. I'm not talking about his character outside of that, but keep it a buck. Y'all can't act like this man has not been a good father. I'm not saying he's not high strung, that he doesn't have, that he had any right to drag the kids into his mess with Kimora. And you notice that Kimora never once addressed those allegations that he is suing her for. She's so 4 million stocks of Celsius water beverage of his that equaled $250,000, and it was to pay for Tim Leisner's defense. It was $250 million. It was to pay for Tim Leisner's defense, and he had to pay back because he was an investment banker, a VP of Goldman Sachs, and he got in bed with somebody who was dirty. He was also dirty. He was doing money laundering. He was doing a bunch of other things. There was like ties to Trump and a bunch of political stuff that he was doing with that money, a bunch of dirty stuff that he was doing. And he had to pay back 45 million of it, but she also had to pay for his defense. And literally, they sold his stock in order to get the money to be able to pay it back, because one of the conditions of the court was that he pay the money back in order to avoid a fine. And they gave him 10 years in prison if he turned states and pay that money back, and he had to pay it back and pay it back within a specific amount of time. So he sold those shares to pay the money back. What Kimora is doing is absolutely wrong. The picture that she's painting of him as a father, paint a picture of him as, with any other information that you have, but don't turn those kids against him because now he doesn't have the money that he once had, and he can't do for them in the capacity that he was once able to.
Oh, wow, LAR. Shout out to you. He said, don't forget that Jaimin Hansu said Kimora wasn't letting him see his son a few years ago. I didn't even know about that, but I'm not surprised. I ended up, and I forgot to where I saw the picture, but they were at a tennis match and she had her finger in his face. She was sitting there talking to him like, she had her fingers in his face, talking real reckless to him. I don't know what she was saying, but the research that I had did, I remember, I don't know if you were around, LAR, but there was this lady named Cola Booth from like 2012. Now, Cola would actually be like at the very beginning of the women's empowerment movement online. She would be in that circle with what's the lady? Not Christian Link, Brooklyn Blue. I think they were in the same circles or whatever. And so with Cola was saying that she had an affair with with Jaimin. She had an affair with Jaimin to get back at Kimora, and that Kimora was a gold digger back then. She said that Kimora was calling Jaimin a broke ass nigga, and said that Jaimin was supposedly left her, not the other way around. And they had like a spiritual marriage. They didn't get married legally, but they had a spiritual marriage. But the way old girl was talking, I'm talking about Cola Booth, honey, that was some good juicy old tea, because I was like, ooh, that was some good juicy old tea. So y'all Google Cola Booth and Kimora Lee Simmons, get you a bag of popcorn, get you some wine. You're going to sit there for a minute, honey, because that was real juicy. But Kimora is just really, really off the chain. Then I was telling Concrete earlier that when I went to Kimora's page and I looked and I'm seeing like who Kimora is around, Kimora hangs around the likes of Kris Jenner and Kathy Hilton. And if you know, you know, but you already know them some dirty low down hoes right there. They low down. Anytime a bitch will sit there and watch her daughter sex tape
and coach her.
Mm-hmm. Then when you look on Ming Lee's IG page, I was sitting there looking at Ming Lee's IG page, and compared to Aoki's IG page. Ming Lee is out here basically thotting and bopping. Baby, every picture is very, very seductive, and legs open, legs out, titties out, ass out, cool, just everything just out. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you are being taught to use your sexuality. The other girl, Aoki, she tends to show more of her in the modeling world and the fashion world and stuff like that from what I've seen. And she seems to be a little bit more wholesome than Ming Lee. And what I also noticed, Kimora does seem to have a closer relationship to Ming versus Aoki. Now, she posts Aoki a lot. but she's seen with Ming, and maybe it just seems like she's
because
seen
that's
with
her
Ming
mini
like a
me.
lot.
She basically,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. And I think Aoki looks more like Russell.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting.
Aoki seemed to be more in her studies, and Ming was more into the modeling world for quite some time. And Aoki was at Harvard, and she was, you know what I mean, more into her studies. And she's very articulate, intellectual, very witty. And Ming Lee was very much kind of seeming to try to follow in her mom's footsteps.
Yeah, absolutely. But just seeing them in those circles and looking at everything, I think nobody really talks about the shit that Kimora has been involved in and the shit that Kimora has let slide. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, if somebody, the mom gave her away at a young age or allowed her to be married at such a young age, now she's trying to victimize herself in that sense, or saying that, you know, I was a sophomore in high school, so you want to throw out there that he was a predator back then, but then you got all this money, you've lived a certain lifestyle, you've taken the blood money, now you want to call it out and say, you want to call it out because you know there's not a whole hell of a lot that he can do from where he is. And I think that's why they took the money and ran off with it, because they knew he's not going to be in the US like that, not hanging out, not kicking it. They would probably arrest Russell Simmons if they knew, you know, how often, if he was here. I don't know, but
well, I wanted to say one thing, because you talked about too, like you were talking about, like, you know, if he was innocent, that he would stay and fight. And a couple things. So he posted something on his page where he talked about, like, stop asking fathers why they don't fight to see their children and ask mothers why they have to fight to see their children. And I think that is such a good point. Like, you know, that's a cliche saying that I've seen a lot of men post and talk about and highlight, but it's true. Like, why are men having to fight? You know what I mean? Like, especially a man who has been there, who has provided a good lifestyle for his children, who has introduced you to an industry and a lifestyle and afforded you an industry and a lifestyle that you otherwise would not have had. But also, aside from that, I think that it is possible that if he you know, fights the cases like civilly or whatever, they probably can't serve him because he's in Bali. But if he were to fight him, that they would possibly bankrupt him, because look how long Bill Cosby has been fighting these cases. Like, literally, it's ongoing, and they, like, one of the cases is brand new, just like every couple months a new one popping up, and you know, it is darn near impossible to fight once they start coming out the woodwork with this stuff. But I wanted to know, is there any relevance to her, like, you know, is there any relevance to her highlighting the fact that he started dating her when she was 16 years old and he was 36? Like just kind of highlighting that as it relates to his character.
I don't think she would be the candidate to be able to highlight that at this point. If she was forced into this relationship at whatever, at 15 or however old, because they're saying 17 when they were legally married. At this point, I don't think that she can make that case. I don't think there could be a change of heart. And it's a hard thing for people to see you as a victim after you've become a mogul. You ain't just get you 2 million and run off, but you got enough money off of Russell Simmons' name to be able to support yourself, to build other businesses. You got a lot of shit off of Russell to be like, now he's this predator, he ain't shit. You should be the last person to talk about it, because then the question becomes, if you were with Russell all that time, how long were they married? Let me see.
Ooh, 10, 12 years? They was married for like 10 years?
If they were married that long, then Kimora saw a lot of shit come and go. So if you saw a lot of shit come and go, and you were a part of a lot of things, and you seen Russell engage in all of these acts, then you then go from being, or what could have been, a victim to being complicit in what's happening. And so you are essentially living off of blood money because you were privy to a lot of the shit that happened at them parties, a lot of shit that happened to a lot of them women. I believe she was privy to that. And now she wants everybody else to look at her as a victim, and she's for women and, you know, all this old bullshit. But I was like, then for your daughters to have lived such a privileged life, what bothers me about the whole thing is, if Russell has been broke for all these years, then and you have been paying his bills for all these years, why are they going to Russell for money as opposed to coming to you? If they know he broke, why they not coming to you for money? If you've been putting the bills and you got receipts on ABCD, why they ain't coming to you for no money?
Does that even make sense? Like, what woman you know gonna be, and like with her new husband, gonna be taking care of her ex-husband? Like, I can't even wrap my head around that. Like, I can't, like, my ex coming to me and my husband paying his bills. I can't. I can't wrap my head around that. And then if you pay his bills and footing the bill for him, but he had access to 4 million stocks. He had access to 4 million stocks, 250 million in stocks. Nah, I can't see that. But I had a couple other questions for you too. What do you think, though, that he was inappropriate for discussing the fact, like, okay, so Kimora admitted that she blocked him from everything. So he had no way of getting to Kimora, but he's having conversations with his young adult children about the fact that their mom owes him money and telling them, like, your mom owes me money. And he's having these tantrums, for lack of a better word, on the phone with them about the fact that their mom stole money from him, $250 million, to the tune of what equates to $250 million. Do you think that's an appropriate conversation to have with young adult children?
No, I don't think it's ever a parent's place to discuss what business you have going on with the other parents, unless you have one parent that is spreading lies or giving out a misconception of a situation. But I really think that adult situations or parental situations need to be handled with parents until your children are old enough and maybe where they can understand. But even then, a lot of shit isn't necessarily your children's business, and y'all should be able to fight that out without your children being involved. Your children ain't got to be involved in y'all bullshit. But now, if it came down to, let's say Kimora was telling them, well, your dad is doing this and your dad is doing that, and he was trying to defend himself. And if she stole $250 fucking million and then saying that he's doing ABCD, I can definitely see why he would be upset and why he would feel a need to defend himself. But they shouldn't have been involved in that business in the first place. But when you dealing with somebody that been around, and she's been in the industry for a very, very, very long time. Kimora ain't never been broke. Kimora's always after a bag.
She a hustler.
Kimora is a hustler, a true hustler. So the fact that she did all that, I just don't feel like the kids should have been involved. The kids should have been completely out of it, because that 250 million would make somebody kill your ass. $250 million is MGTOW, go to hell. That's a lot. That's way too much.
I agree, and I do think that it's not a conversation he should be having with the children, with their children. They weren't involved in the conversation for you to give them any kind of consent or access to those funds. Like, that's not something that you should drag the kids in. But you did bring up a great point. Like, there is one thing, if she's painting him out to be a villain, to defend himself and sit them down and say, hey, that's not true. You can have an honest conversation with the kids and say, this is actually what happened. Right. I don't see anything wrong with that at all.
Yeah. Then what do you think about her not ever dropping the Simmons last name? Do you think that she would have made it on Kimora Lee Perkins?
So I've heard a couple different things. I've heard that her last name is actually Leisner, but that for business purposes, that on her business accounts that she keeps it as Simmons. So if that is the case, I think that is still, she knows the weight that Simmons carries in the entertainment industry. Yes, her husband may be an investment banker with what was an investment banker with Goldman Sachs, but changing your last name to Leisner has no weight in the entertainment industry. And mostly you would have no visibility in the areas or in the, on the scene, and clearly you want that visibility. So I think that it was very strategic on her part, and I think that she's a user. That's part of her hustle too.
Facts, all facts. A shout out to Kid Clouds. Thank you so much for the Cash App, brother. We definitely appreciate that. And a shout out to Dane C. He said Rusty sold Fat Farm and Baby Fat for $140 million. And shout out to you again,
That's not
Dane
true.
C.
He gave her Baby Fat. She still has Baby Fat. She's trying to relaunch Baby Fat.
Also true. And shout out to you again. He said she only divorced her husband after he got arrested. I think that's always a great time to do.
I had another question for. Oh, you had a Cash App too?
Yeah, I already read it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He said two of them. My bad. Well, shout out to you again, Kid Clouds, because hell, I thought it was just one. I like to. Oh, it was two. Thank you. That was good.
Thank you, Kid Clouds. We appreciate you for the Cash Apps. He ain't said nothing. Oh no. He just said, for not talking about it. For not talking about crap today, I think.
Yeah. Like to me.
But so does Russell have though a role in how his children are viewing him? If he is going off on these tangents, and I feel like kids are biased. Like when it comes to mom is a superhero. Mom wears the cape. Mom changes the diapers. Mom feeds you. Russell is running multiple companies, defjam, this, that, he's a music exec. He's doing all these things. Mom is the one kissing the boo-boos. She's the one there to pick you up when you fall. Kids are biased when it comes to mom, and they're naturally going to be protective of mom. So, to have conversations with your children about calling their mom bees and these conversations where you're being very nasty towards their mom. And as a result, and especially after your kids have asked you not to have those conversations with them, and because it is wearing on their mental health, do you then have a role in how the dynamic of your relationship with your children has changed?
You know what? I think that you bring about a really, really good point. But imagine losing every fucking thing that you've worked for and put your heart and soul into, and then somebody's gaslighting you and acting like they ain't did shit, or they don't know what the hell happened to the money, or you're just sitting around tripping. And Kimora's a very feminine woman. She's a very feminine woman. And so I think a lot of niggas end up going nuts because you realize that you're really being gaslit in a lot of situations. And you have these daughters here. Well, mommy's always nice to him and she's not going off like that. Mm-hmm. And he's over there going off and calling her all kind of bitches and hoes. And I don't know what's wrong with him. And he has this mental condition. And, you know, so then they'll erase everything that he's done up until this point. But then it's like making a motherfucker crazy and then calling him crazy. And I think that's exactly what Kimora did. Like, Kimora done stole that man money, and she's sitting there like she don't know what the hell going on.
I understand that, but I feel like the kids still didn't do any of that. And for the kids, for you to trauma dump on the kid, well, not trauma dump on the kids, but for you to dump all that baggage on the kids.
No, that's an accurate term. That's a very a trauma dump.
Trauma dump.
Because that's exactly what Russell was going through. Russell is in trauma right now, honey. $250 million, and then you having to fight for it, and then you can't barely step your damn foot in these United States. Yeah, Russell going to fuck off. I get it. I don't think he's right to handle his kids like that. But
yeah,
you know, I don't know, child. I was like, ooh,
yeah. I think if my child is telling me that something that, like, you know, if my child is telling me that my actions my actions impacts her mental health, I'm going to be more aware of my actions. Not to say I'm not perfect. No parent is, no person is. Not to say that I won't ever, you know, commit said action, but I'm going to be more aware. I'm going to be more cognizant of my actions when I'm dealing and interacting with my child, and try not to be that trigger, especially if I know I'm yelling and using abusive language.
Yeah. Shout out to Dane. See, he said she bought back baby fat to save the brand.
Okay.
And then shout out to LAR Hunt. Oh, that was funny to me. LAR said them trifling kids called him broke after their mother stole millions. I'm just saying. Imagine calling your daddy broke. You broke ass.
They got that from their mama, because you hear their mama, and clearly she like calling people broke, because she called Jaimin broke too. So they get it from their mama. Now, I wasn't broke for the whole 20 years I've been taking care of y'all, flying y'all on private jets, buying y'all furs, buying y'all all the things. I wasn't broke.
They've been,
but now all of a sudden, because I ain't sending y'all that stipend. Yeah, she said, that baby said, I was in Greece. He cut my debit card off. I said, Daddy, I can't get home. So
she didn't call her mama.
She said her mama ended up saving the day, but she was begging him, and he was telling her, like, well, I guess you're going to have to sleep in the streets.
Baby, no, he didn't. No, he
Russell
did not.
Yes.
No, I get why Russell would be mad, but I don't think the kid should have been the brunt of that. You know what I'm saying? I think that should have been handled behind the scenes. But if one of my kids called me broke, I would have been slapped shit out of him.
Well, he in Bali, so what can you do?
That's what Kimora said. Baby, I can see Kimora talking shit on the FaceTime, like, ha 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 ha, bitch.
What you gonna do about it?
Find you a 12-year-old over there, Russell, and figure it out.
Oh, listen, it's legal, I bet, over there. In Bali, though, they probably have more lax laws. But
Bali,
I don't know. Bali got some strict laws. You know, in Bali, I have friends who just came from Bali, and if you're not married, you can't sleep in the same hotel room together. So, but I think their age of consent might be lower.
No. Equalize under the Child Protection Act for both homosexual and heterosexual activity is 18. Oh, they said Bali is in Indonesia, right? They said the age of consent is 16. Somebody said, it's 16 in Bali.
Okay. Well, then he's stuck. But they look young. They look real young. So
these other countries, though, child.
You like Asian-looking women. Kimora is what, Japanese?
Yeah.
Japanese and Chinese and black. Japanese, Chinese, black. I think.
Ooh, honey, that was interesting. Shout out to MGTOW Universe. And he said, and fellas, this is why you have multiple families. Never put your eggs in one basket.
Really?
Wow.
That's your answer. That's your answer, MGTOW. Have multiple families.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That's why your baby gonna come out looking like a pencil bean.
LAR said they still asking for money and they grown and their mama stole his money. They're privileged. Like, kids born with a silver spoon in their mouth, they expect you to take care of them until the end of the days.
Girl, I just happened to get on Instagram and there's a documentary on the missing Titanic tourist submarine titled Titanic Sub Lost at Sea that will air Thursday in the UK.
I saw that. I thought it was a joke.
No, it's not a joke. I know it's fake now, baby. Not a whole documentary in 2 days. No, no, ma'am. It's fake. Concrete, you ready to wrap it up, girl? Cause Concrete?
Yes, ma'am.
I said, are you ready to wrap it up?
I am. I was saying, yes, ma'am, I am.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she got a scholarship. I know she's very intelligent, but Kimora did say he was sending he was paying partial tuition every month and sending them about $500 spending money every month. So I don't know if Aoki won scholarships or how her ride for Harvard was being paid, but she said he told her that they shouldn't have gone to college, that was a waste of money.
Wow. MGTOW wants to know if we're going to be discussing Rebecca Lynn Pope for Sunday. Let me email Rebecca and see if I can get her on the show. Hold on.
We don't know yet, MGTOW. That's yet
Rebecca
to be
Lynn
determined.
Pope. I'm following her, so let me send her a message.
That's TBD. TBD, because we got something already. Well, that's TBD. We'll just say that.
To be determined. I'm emailing her now.
I already got an email out too.
Okay. I just sent her a message and I'm going to see if she's going to come or when she's going to be available. So we'll see how it turns out. Now, never mind, child. I'm going to make y'all holler because I sent it to her on Instagram and I'm going to see, they're going to be like, she slid in Rebecca's DMs. I did to see if she going to come on our show. So I sent her an inbox to see if she'll come. And so we'll see. She know who I am now. She know who Concrete is too, child. And so I'm gonna see if she gonna come. If she gonna come, we gonna have her. And then if not, I don't know. Okay. But what you gonna be doing Sunday? What kind of show you got coming up? I'm waiting on the elections. Yeah, child. I ain't seen MGTOW live in a long time. I'm looking for some shit on some Chat GPT. Tell me how to do this AI shit so I can hear the AI.
Must have been caking. He got him a little boo. Don't do that. I'm not about to do this with you. But anyways, I'm about to get up out of here.
His boo is called Hannah. Tell Hannah we said, hey, MGTOW.
He got him a little sugar over there. A little sugar.
Have you ever seen their hair texture when they had hair you be fronting? You don't know what I'm talking about, Stu. Baby, I don't even know what Andrew talking about.
We never do. I ain't even about to try to figure it out. Not.
Sorry, MGTOW. You be telling me to take a nap and shit, and all I can retort with is you don't get no ass. That's my only retort.
I can't stand her.
Every time y'all say something to me, I'm be like, that's why you don't get no ass.
I cannot.
That's my response to everything.
I cannot stand
Even
her.
women. That's why you don't get no ass.
I can't.
That's all I'm gonna be telling y'all. But anyway, I would say that I enjoyed the show very much. I did not. I was thinking it was gonna be very
more lively.
I know. And
they didn't do anything to kind of motivate us, but there's that.
They want to talk about this old hoe shit, so
that's all right. We'll be back Sunday.
Better and harder than ever. But anyway, stay tuned, guys. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe, all that shit. And we'll see you guys on the next one. We're out.
Peace.
Thank you.